Locklyn, or should I say Queen Locklyn? The majesty, everything. Come on, girl. You and I go. I feel like you and I have known each other forever, even though it's only been for a couple of years. But
It's been like 4 years. That's forever.
well, okay. Somebody like young like you, yes, that's forever. Somebody old for me is like a whoosh, is like a whisper. But
It's a blink. It's a
it's a
blink.
yeah. But in those 4 years, damn, I've seen you grow so much as
Thank
a
you.
woman, as a leader, and as somebody in this industry. How do you feel that you've grown throughout your not just music career, but also in the last year and a half, as we've talked before about everything going on? Because you and I think this is our fourth maybe conversation that we have
Yeah.
during the pandemic, and it just seems like it's definitely phases for you. How have you been going through all of that?
I feel like the pandemic has been 5 years of my life. Like, I have grown that much. Like, you know how every year you're supposed to grow like into a different person? I feel
Mhm.
like the pandemic, I've grown 5 years. It's insane. Like spiritually, mentally, physically, like I've completely changed as a person. I feel like I'm finally at the point where I've perfected my craft, if that makes sense.
It does, but the thing I've learned about you and your craft, though, is um, I like to use the term you're new school, but you've got so much old school flavor. In fact, for folks who are watching this whole interview on Rudy Blair Entertainment Media, RudyBlairMedia.com, I'm an old school guy, and every once in a while I'll post pictures of an old school artist, and you know who that artist is, and you know everything about them, and I send private notes back to you going, how the hell do you know this person? It is crazy. Where does that come from? Because you do have an old school spirit, but you do know and understand the styles of old school music.
Well, okay, I like to say I have a very old soul. Like I was brought up very like old school. So like my mom always kept me in like the 90s, and like my cousins, I was always hanging out with my older cousins, so I was always very much so older. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's just how I grew up. I don't know, but I love old school music. I always see myself wanting to look somewhat modern, but always 90s. Like I don't know, I've always been like that.
So is it funny? So when you hear artists when they release songs and you know it's a sample, do you ever sit there going, "Yeah, I know where that song came from"?
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
Yeah, you see, old school spirit,
I
definitely
was
all there.
given a beat not too long ago. Like some producer just sent me a beat and it was sampled, and I think it was by Maya. And I sat there and I was like, "Did you sample this?" And he goes, "I mean, I got it off the Splice." And I was like, "Yeah, it's by Maya."
Ah, shut down big time. Look, you also mentioned something too about your mom. She's been a big supporter of yours and everything else. How is she doing watching you going through what you've been going through in this last year and a half and getting music out there, recording music, and, just watching how you've grown, but also, that's a mom, very protective.
Mama. She's been so good though. She's been very supportive. She's always been my number one supporter. Like you witnessed it from the first day you met me and her at that interview downtown. Like she's always been the person that supports me the most and wants me to keep pushing with my craft and keep perfecting my craft. And she goes as long as I'm happy, everything's happy. Like she's just she loves me and I love her so much.
Is there any
She's actually in the
chance?
other room.
I was going to say, can you call her and have her come on camera with us?
I'm coming. I'm coming. One sec.
Okay. So, folks, right now, Lachlan is going to get her mom. There's a reason why I want to get her mom on camera if we can, because there are so many questions I want to ask. Lachlan and I have always talked about her mom and about their lives together, but at the same time, you're going to understand that when things are private, there's some funny stuff that goes on, and the funny stuff is, oh my goodness, it's so hard to explain. I just want to make sure that I can get them together and let them talk about this because it really is insane.
No.
Oh, I think there she
She's putting
is.
headphones in. She's putting a headphone in.
Fantastic. No, no, I always call her mom. What is your name, please?
Dara.
Dara.
You can
Very
call me mom. Everybody else calls me mom.
okay. I'll call you mom then. Very
Okay.
nice to meet you. I always tell your daughter your mom is stunning and gorgeous, and I know where she gets all
Thank
of
you.
that beauty from. But what is it like to have a daughter like who you have, who is intelligent, strong-willed, very, very talented, breaking ground, but also likes to, bust your butt from time to time because I've seen those funny videos that she will
I
play
know.
pranks on you.
I'm really really lucky. I have two beautiful daughters, and Locklyn and my other daughters are extremely special. I've been very very fortunate with them, and I couldn't ask for anything more. And I want them to be able to live their lives the best way that they can, because life is way too short. And I want them to live their dreams. I was unfortunate I couldn't live all my dreams, and I want them to be able to live their dreams and just keep fighting for it. It's the only way you're going to make it.
Absolutely. What was she like growing up?
She was actually really quiet. She was quiet. She kept to her own. Uh, he never ever caused any problems. I don't know. It's just she's laughing in the background here. She was just really good. I'm very fortunate. I don't have any complaints. Couple, a few episodes that she probably hit me in the back of the head if I ever told them to anybody. But all in all, I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed with the kids.
When was the first time that you actually heard the voice and the talent? And was it one of those where she was in some room and you kind of went, what is going on here?
It was actually at a junior school. So, kindergarten to grade 6, they had a talent afternoon. And she went up there and she sang it. And oh my God, she blew everyone away. And I videotaped it. I don't know where the video went. It was an amazing moment because it was just like walking out of there going, oh my God, what do I have? And that's what she wanted to do. And I said, you have nothing to lose but to try. It's a hard industry. Everything's hard now.
Yes.
And she's just, I've allowed her to be able to live her dreams and do what she needs to do.
What about the pranks? I have seen so many prank videos. And what surprises me is how do you keep getting caught up in this? Like, don't you ever see that you know her? She's always up to something.
I go 2 weeks without her, like me doing anything, so she doesn't expect it.
I am so busy with my own stuff, and Locklyn, fortunately, she works with me. She works within my company, and I've got her working. And I'm so distracted with my day-to-day running of the business and running around and solving problems and doing whatever. All of a sudden, I walk right into it without even seeing it coming.
Okay,
So I'm like,
so sorry to interrupt. So what would you say is the funniest one where you literally, if you could have gotten away with it, you would have strangled her?
I don't think we're at that point, but I think the one where she put the broomstick in my shirt and I got tangled up into it. It was, you didn't see
I
all of
didn't
it.
want to get it out. Like,
Oh, I
wanted
didn't
it
see
to be
this
stuck
one.
like
Okay.
There was probably stuff that wasn't shown on TikTok, but there were moments where I was just like, get me out of this, because I couldn't move. So, and I'm working and she's got me in this broomstick in my back, in between my sleeves. And I'm like walking around like a scarecrow. And I'm like, get this off now. I have to go do this. So that's probably the closest I've come. But the cell phone one was just, I was at my breaking point that day. I don't know if you saw the cell phone one.
I don't think I've seen the cell phone one. I've seen like 3 or 4 of them. So
yeah, the cell phone one, that was almost it. She showed me, they did a fake broken screen, because I have a thing with my cell phones, and I actually just broke one a week ago and I had to replace it. But they put a fake screen up and they showed it to me, and I just went like, I walked away.
And she threw her other phone.
And I threw my other phone. And I was just walked away from it all. But, she's good. She means very well. She's, there's no ill will intention in regards to it. And she has my permission to keep it coming. Just
okay, as long as I have your permission.
Just don't catch me in a bad moment. I might lose it.
I'm just curious, will there ever be a day where the word, and I'm just using this as a playful word, revenge will ever happen?
I don't think I can answer that right now.
Good
She
answer.
doesn't want to answer because she probably has something in mind.
Good answer. Before we wrap this up with you, because we're going to get into her new single and music and everything else,
It's great,
what
isn't
has
it?
been amazing, which is definitely why
Well,
we're doing this interview.
Wait till you hear the rest. You think this is good? Wait till you hear the rest of it.
Oh, this is cool. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
What has been the best advice that you've given her as she continues, like I said, as a remarkable woman and also a leader in this industry?
Just to never give up, no matter how many doors shut in your face or someone says no or it costs too much money. There's always some way around it to just continue. And we've had a lot of those doors and we've had a lot of those expenses and things that are involved in I've instilled in my kids in Locklyn just to keep going, because no is not a word. It's just to keep going and keep fighting, and if you can't do it this way, we're going to find another way to do it, and we're going to continue.
Absolutely. Mom, thank you so much for making time.
Thank you. It was great seeing you.
Great seeing you too, and great that we get a chance to talk, but you have raised an amazing young woman.
Thank you.
And which is one of the big reasons why I try to do as many interviews with her, because there is so much happening with her. I cannot wait until we start doing these interviews on red carpets at award shows, because I know those things are going to happen. Congratulations on what you've done.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate you, Rudy. You've been fabulous to her, and I really, really appreciate the support. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And if there's anything I can do if there's anything I could do to save you from her pranks, let me know, please.
I'll let you know. Maybe you're next.
I wouldn't be surprised. Great talking to you.
You guys have a good interview. Thank you. Take care.
Bye. Thank you so much. Your mom is amazing.
I know she is. I've been saying this forever. You already knew she was too.
I knew that, but it was finally getting a chance to talk to her and just knowing what was it like for you growing up and things like that. You know, when she talked about you being quiet growing up, where do you think things changed? What made that to the woman that we have today?
I was the shyest child ever. I was so insecure. And I feel like a lot of insecurities, I realized like over the past 5 years, like it was just a change. Like my body changed. I started looking at myself in the mirror differently. Before that, I know we spoke about like the agency that I went to, and they told me like, no, like you're not tall enough. I think right after that, I was like, I don't like, why am I looking at myself and like looking at these numbers and being like, okay, I'm nothing. Like I'm not what I want to be. I switched my perspective, and I was just like, no, like I should not be insecure. I'm going to look at myself in the mirror and I'm going to see something that's beautiful, because I know deep down who I truly am. It's not what I really look like in the mirror. Yeah, some days I still wake up and I'm like, okay, I look a little pudgy, but like I'm still beautiful on the inside.
Well, you are beautiful inside and out. Tell you straight off the bat. And I love the pictures that you post from the modeling sessions that you do in Toronto. How did you come up with that? How does that all work? Because you've taken so many great photos and all different types of photos too. How do you coordinate all that, especially doing it during a pandemic?
Oh, it's crazy. Like photo shoots and all that stuff, I find very therapeutic. Like art to me is very therapeutic. Like I paint, I draw, I love dancing, and I find photography, the art that you can view from it after like looking at an unedited photo and then viewing how you can change the coloring and make it very arty. I find it like it's magical. So through the pandemic, I was like, I want to spend more time on doing photo shoots and making like the art and the clothing and every little detail of the outfit portray as art through the photography. So I found Visuals by Magic. He is a photographer in Toronto, and me and him, we just connected, we clicked. The first photo shoot me and him did together, it was like, wait, it's kind of like me and you. I feel like I've known him forever. Like it just happened so perfectly, and ever since that one photo shoot, we've been shooting ever since. And we shoot content, we take videos for TikTok, we do vlogs, which is really cool. And yeah, it's literally, his name is Visuals by Magic if you want to look him up on Instagram. and it's literal magic. He does magic tricks too.
So I'm curious though, also, how do you guys go about it? Because the pictures, very beautiful, very sexy, but also at the same time, you still show strength uh, as a woman. How do you balance that out so that neither one cancels the other?
I feel like it comes out through the poses, the face, and also the outfit you're wearing. Like it can't be too much percentage of sexy. I still like being mysterious. I don't know if mysterious is the correct word, but more like
No, I think it is.
conservative. Yeah, okay.
No,
We're gonna use mysterious.
and sorry, I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in. The reason why I'm gonna say that is because one of the things that you love to do, which I love, is when I mean, people do it. Ask me a question, and sometimes people try to get very personal with you, and you're good at being mysterious there because some of your posts, I've sent you messages going, "That was a good one."
Yeah. I always try going a different direction with it because I know they're sometimes trying to get a certain answer out of me, and I don't really want to take the brain power to answer that type of question. So I just steer a different direction. And a lot of people find it funny. They always message me back and then just be like, that was smart. I'm like, yeah, I know.
No, absolutely love it. It again, it shows that you are very much in control of your career. When did you start? Your mom kind of talked about it. You kind of talked about it, but I want to go over it again because I think it's very important. How did you discover that part? And even though other people could be saying this or trying to do this and that, every step that you take, you have control of each step. Nobody else does.
Yeah. I really have had control. Like my mom has been she's helped me direct my vision. Because there's points where I was like, oh my God, I want to do a whole Lady Gaga moment. Like, can I turn into like some crazy outfit? I want to wear like stars from my chest. And she's like, no, 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 no. She's like, no, you're not at that point yet. You can't do it. I'm like, but why? And yeah, so she's been a lot of my direction. That has also helped me build my creativity. Because from her, not so much mother boundaries, but more so being like, you can't do that. Like you're an influencer. Like you can't have young children. It's just you can't do that. And I'm like, okay. So I sit in my room and I actually have a whole book of just like creativity ideas, and like I start with an idea and I just write it down, and I'm like, sometimes it doesn't go the way I want it to go. So I rip the page out, I put it to the side, I have a no pile, and then I have a yes pile. It's the pros and the cons, and I create it from there, and it's really helped me be in control of who I am. And
It makes
like
sense. It makes sense. It's like, if I can really explain it again too, it's like a basketball players. You've got the basketball player that's, getting signed for $200 million, and then you have the other basketball player who's only making the minimum
yeah,
of the game, but that minimum of the game, he's trying to be and present himself as the $200 million player.
yeah.
That ends up always losing out. You're not doing that because you are inconsistent with where you are and how you're moving forward. So, and I asked you this before and I'll say it again. If we could go 10, 20 years in the future, who would you be then because of this great pace that you're taking upon yourself in your career?
I hope and I pray. I don't want to say names because I never want to be like bigger than any of them, but a type of like Billie Eilish. Like I want to be, because she's so like kids look up to her. Like a bunch of people look up to her. Like she's probably currently right now the biggest artist in the world.
Mhm.
And I want my impact and my step of life to be not like hers, but very familiar to hers, because she's impacted a lot of people. Like her music has touched over billions and billions of people. That's what I want to do.
But you've impacted people also. I've seen pictures with you and young children signing autographs and taking pictures with them. What is that like for
Yeah,
you interacting that way?
it's the best feeling. Really, it really is. I did the whole Relay for Life thing. So I went to all like elementary schools and high schools, and just the kids are so brutally honest. That's the one thing with kids. They don't care what they say. They don't know if it would hurt or not, but they're just going to say it. So I find children's like what they say is really truthfully what you're doing in life. So I had a kid once come up to me and be like, your music's amazing. And I was just kind of like, okay, maybe she's telling the truth. This is when I was first starting. It's when my first album released. And I was just like, okay, maybe like these kids actually like it. And if the kids like it, then older people and bigger generations are gonna like it too. Like the generations to come are gonna like it. So yeah, I don't know. The impact of children really drives me mainly.
Well, I got a feeling that those same kids are probably saying something great about this new single. You have a new single up right now for the summer of 2021. What's the new single called? What's it about? What's the theme?
Grow is the name of the single. The theme, oh my god, I'm going to cry when I explain it because this single means so much to me. Just the title alone, you can tell what the song's about. So listening to the song, well, actually no, when I was first writing the song, I actually, my first song I've ever written was with a guitarist named Pat James. And Pat James is the one who actually kind of pushed me out of my element and started me not in a different genre, but had me looking at different genres of music. And we were in his studio. There was two couches. I was on one side, he was on the other, and we were recording with my phone. And this is when I was just like, oh my god, I've never been in the studio before. I want to record. Like, I want to do this right now. We wrote the song, we recorded it on my phone, and we went to an open mic and we sang the song. And I have a video of it. I have done nothing with the song. It's never been recorded. I have it up on SoCan and everything. Like it's a legit song. I've never recorded it in studio, but this Grow song is that song just changed. Like it's elevated, it's different. It brings me back to that day when I was in the studio writing my first song. Like it's truly who I am.
How difficult was it to get this recorded during the pandemic?
It actually wasn't, because I have studio time. Like I have my whole team. We get into the studio. I just call Gregory Grimes. Like he owns the studio. I just call him. He's with Grimes Recording, and I just go in and we track.
Fantastic. Is there a video coming out on this soon? That's all she's going to say. We'll leave it to that. We'll leave it to that. We won't say anything else. What about other new music? Are we looking at a new EP coming out soon or album or anything like that? What's happening? Okay,
Yes.
we're going to leave it to that too. We're going to leave it to that. We got that. What about performances? Because as you know, things are opening up all over the place. Will there be virtual? Will there be drive-in? Will there be maybe in a club scene? What are we looking at here?
So currently, for my next month, I have a bunch of like live performances on TV, which is really amazing. That's like, thank God, because I've been needing it so bad. Like I've been craving a performance.
Mhm.
So I have one this next Tuesday on CTV Regina, which is amazing. I'm
Nice.
so happy for that. And then I'm hoping with after August, more like fallish, that I'm gonna be doing like live performances. I've been getting a band together for live performances. I have people. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm itching for it. Does that make sense?
Absolute. Look, we've been talking, like I said, a lot, so I can see how excited you are, and I know your family's excited for you too to get out there. With you getting out there and everything else, how are you going to fit in all the workouts? Because for folks who follow you on TikTok, Instagram, and whatever, always posting those workouts and you're working out hard. How is that going, especially during the pandemic? And how are you going to fit everything in now with the music and everything else?
I somehow always make it work. Even if I had to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning and I don't sleep till like 12 a.m., I still end up making it work. 30 minutes cardio, just something tiny makes me feel like I at least worked out somewhat.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Fantastic. Just so you know, I finally went back last week, and even before we did this interview, I actually did my workout today too. So
That's so good.
it's slow, but gosh, you don't realize if you don't work out for like I didn't work out for 9 months,
It's
and
so
yeah,
true.
I was so like, yeah, let's never make this happen again. But what we do want to make sure, though, is that we stay connected with you and everything else. I got to
Yeah.
say straight off the top, congratulations on everything that you've been able to conquer throughout this pandemic. People, I keep saying it, people need to follow you on social media because when they look at the things that you've been doing, they have to remember this was done during COVID, from the beginning and during. And the fact that you've been able to accomplish so much during that time is amazing. What advice can you give folks right now? Because there might be a chance that we go into stage 4. You never know.
I heard
And,
about that.
you know, people's emotions right now are all over the place. What advice can you give them as we still deal with a different world?
One day at a time, because you don't know what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow everything could be open, and then the next day everything closes. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Keep your eggs, and then once you know the time is right, then go for it.
Wait a minute. What you said earlier, is that part of one of your lyrics or something like that?
No.
Are you sure? I saw
Yeah.
you post something that sounded something like that, and I thought, is that one of her lyrics?
I just posted something huge, like on Instagram, like a whole like paragraph of like just an inspirational Wednesday, like I don't know, from Locklyn type thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of from that, but not completely.
Okay, well, just so you know, I am paying attention, and so is the rest of the world,
I
too.
know, you really are.
Congratulations on everything that you're doing again. And like I said, I'm just so happy for you and looking forward to seeing everything you're doing in the future. And like I said, cross fingers at some point in time we can get together, have a great chat, because like I said,
Thank you so
you
much.
are definitely a leader in this industry. Congratulations.
Thank you so, so much. You are the biggest supporter other than my mom that has seen me grow from like stage 1 to where I am currently. And I'm so blessed to have you a part of this whole career and this whole my life. I'm just gonna say I'm blessed to have you a part of my life.
Same here. Like I said, I cannot wait until I'm talking to you on those red carpets. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you
Congratulations.
so much. I can't wait. What happens next?